Okay, everyone has been sending me Trisha Paytas talking about the Lila Gibney situation. Now, Lila Gibney, a person who I was not that familiar with a week ago, but my God, I am just so enthralled by what is going on because it is just so bizarre to see one person have affected so many people. And for that many people to have a story time of things you've done, either like inappropriately or just scamming them or just being a bad person or their take on you. It's like a little bit overwhelming, actually. And I saw that Trisha had talked about it. And obviously, Trisha does the podcast with Tana. And Tana Mojo is actually a friend of Lila Gibney's. And so a lot of people have been sending me this clip on TikTok of Trisha talking about the situation and are like, Adam, we need to know your take on this. So I don't know if she's doing a good take, she's doing a bad take. We will figure it together. But here we have Trisha addressing the Lila Gibney situation. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Tana had that same take where it was kind of
having that many ops in one city is crazy. It's sensational. Not piss on the floor.
Like it's like people were saying this is, oh, I love this tea. Like it's like people are just like enjoying it like too much when it's like real. But people are getting like essayed and this and Eva Louise too.
Who?
Yeah, it was
Eva Louise.
I guess was one of them. And then she was talking about Christian and his husband. She like sent me this whole thing that she wished we would have researched better, basically. She's just like, saw your podcast segment on Lila. She wanted to clarify a few things. She said Lila essayed me, and she left immediately. We had said, like, why were they sticking around? She said a lot of the essay that's been discussed happened within 24 hours. She goes into detail of what happened, what Lila did to her. And she said she immediately left, never saw her again. She goes, I want to clarify this because I know it seems like petty internet drama, but I wish you guys researched a little more.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen the Just Trish clip, but I did see a lot of people very, very, very unhappy with Trisha, Moses, and their coverage of the Lila Gibney situation. I haven't seen the clip, but this was the one people were sending me. So obviously this is them talking about the pushback on them talking about it. I was just seeing a lot of people saying that they weren't taking it seriously enough. They were pushing it off as internet drama. They were kind of negating the fact that there was SA allegations as well. Trisha and Moses just pushed it off as drama. I was seeing a lot of people very, very, very truthfully, as they should be, unhappy with their coverage of it because situations like this, specifically involving like SA, are things to be taken seriously. And this is interesting that Eva Louise actually reached out and said, you know, Trisha, I wish you researched this better. I mean, fair enough. If you're talking about someone's story, that person has every right to kind of have an opinion of how you're talking about it.
Because it wasn't just about stealing and robbing. And then she says, Christian, who I'm not sure Christian, but I suppose he's another alleged victim, spoke out about the essay he witnessed to his husband. And they also haven't seen Lila in years.
But that's why I said that some of the accusations were more serious.
Oh, well, I didn't know.
And they were too serious for us to bring them up without having to either, you know, have evidence or people need to go to the police. Like if it's...
Oof. Oh, I don't like that. No. There's no world in which you only talk about SA allegations if they've gone to the police or you have proof. That's a really, really, really bad take from Moses. Someone's story is not just vindicated because they have a police report. That is not how it works at all. And I talked about this. A lot of people were discrediting the SA allegations against Lila Gibney because they were coming from what some would argue is an unreliable storyteller, Eva Louise, who her full bit is making up stories. But when someone is opening up to you about a situation that they've gone through like this, your immediate thing can't be like, oh, well, you've lied in the past. It has to be hearing people out. Otherwise, what are we doing? You know what I mean? I completely disagree with Moses there.
Somebody talking about essay, it's not for us.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily you have to go to the police. I mean, you can tell your story. Some people don't want to go to the police. They don't.
Right, but it's not for us to gossip or secondhand talk about that.
Yeah, I think
because it's a very serious accusation.
But I think you should have said that about that. I didn't know when you were saying there's something more serious. I didn't know. Like, I mean, we just say.
Is Ava okay with them talking about it? I think Ava texted Trisha. I think that's what she's reading out here.
I didn't know there was SA allegations. I think, yeah, of course not to gossip, but I think that adds a lot more context to.
Right, everything. But I'm saying to what she said, we did bring it up. We brought up that there are very serious allegations.
But we didn't say the essay.
Right, because it's to just throw on somebody's essay without us having.
But you could have just said that there was allegations of SA. Like, I think that's why we just said, oh, it's just stealing and robbing. That's all I thought it was. I didn't know there was. I think we could have clarified that there was those allegations, which we did not say. And she's nice. She's just like, you know, I'm just.
Oof. This is not good. Whether this was an actual conversation they were having or not, this really should have been cut from the episode. Considering they don't do episodes live, there's really no excuse that this was kept in the episode. When you're talking about a sexual assault allegation and you don't have any proof of it, or there isn't a police report, talking about it isn't gossiping because you don't have said proof. It's talking about an allegation, which is always really still important.
I'm just telling you this because I didn't want to get twisted or anything, and she's like, love you. She was like nice about it.
So Ava did text
I agree.
her.
I mean, obviously the stuff is awful, and I don't think you have to necessarily go to the police. You know, when things happen, you can share your story, but
at least Trisha's shutting Moses down in the front, but yeah, it should have been cut. I honestly don't know why this wasn't cut.
Dark. And then, yeah, like Brooke obviously was saying, like, it's not funny. Like, obviously they're close to her. Tana has said the same thing on Not Love Line yesterday. Like, it's like, they're, you know, they know her issues, but I guess when things are, like, happening to people, it's like, but I didn't know about that, so there's that. And then, yeah. Thoughts?
I am so confused.
I think it's a lot, and I, to your point, I agree. Like, I don't know if we are the right podcast, like, deep dive into this, you know, mentally, anyways, on my behalf, and also just like, it does seem like, and I agree with you, like, that there is like criminal activity, like, you know, sometimes, you know, but again, it's like, when do you go to the police? When does anything get taken? You know, like,
oof. Oh, message from Bonita. This is quite bad, honestly. And by quite bad, I mean really bad. They should not be covering this if they're not willing to give an opinion on it. I understand that they're trying to, like, cover their tracks here. Like, they fucked up the week before, so they're trying to, like, clean it up a little bit, but they're not really cleaning it up here. If anything, it's just kind of doubling down on, like, adding to the, like, mystery / like, unreliability / questioning of someone speaking about her essay. Also, this approach of, like, I don't know if we're the right people to talk about it. I mean, this is not the first time that they would have talked about serious allegations. They should have either talked about this seriously. Well, I don't know, this clip goes on, but it's not looking good. They should have either talked about it seriously or not talked about it at all, because further adding to, well, we don't want to be talking about things too seriously, or we're not the ones to be doing that, because they have that. And I understand it. The reason they don't want to talk about it, truthfully, is probably because Trisha is friends with Tana and Tana is friends with Lila. But that is not an excuse for what kind of comes across as discrediting here. I'm going to be honest.
it's really up to the people who were like involved, I suppose. But I guess sharing your story. Ava Louise is one who like definitely shares her stories, and I think like rightfully so. Yeah.
Nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess she was her point.
Why
is
did
just,
they
like,
do
it's
this?
deeper than just stealing and robbing.
And, what is Lila up to right now?
Sorry, this is this a live episode or is this a live episode? I'm really surprised if this is not is this a live episode? It's not live. This is weird. This is one of the weirdest moments I've seen from the Just Trish podcast. The silence, the awkwardness. This is a really bad moment.
Yeah, I
I'm
think.
so confused.
Yeah, I
Somebody
think
said-
she's getting help, is what I'm like gathering.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if it was spilled
There we go.
trash.
Her saying that I think she's getting help is definitely Lila probably telling Tana that she's getting help or whatever. However, if you have a strong personal connection to the story that's going to make you kind of discredit things that will make you look like a hypocrite covering other things, you shouldn't be covering it.
Somebody was saying that she was kind of defending herself in her stories here
She
and there,
did a little.
but I don't think you can fully
She
address everything.
Yeah, I think the only thing I saw she defended was the Cole Kerrigan paparazzi pictures that she paid and he didn't, so he couldn't be in the photos, which is obviously the lesser
least
of
of
the
it.
things happening in the yeah, I think she has issues, and hopefully just getting help.
Yeah, her last
Ooh, this is weird. This is weird. This is really weird. Is this seriously in the episode? I've never seen the Just Trish podcast so uncomfortably quiet.
TikTok was 2 days ago. Interesting.
It's
What
I
the-
know. I think it's. I mean, obviously, it's a big. Something needs to change. Someone.
Oh my god. Ugh. And Oscar's silent for most of the Lila stuff. Oh, I don't blame Oscar. I'm gonna be honest. I think Oscar is the one in a little bit of an awkward position here.
Else was saying, just out in the atmosphere, like if she was on any sort of like drugs or anything like that, like mixing that like with like hormones and stuff like that can also be really like dangerous and like
Oh,
mess with
wow.
your psyche. So
There's no justification for what Lila was doing.
yeah, it's like some trans girls go through like a little bit more extreme mental
Drug use, substance abuse does not justify stuff like this. By the way.
health issues when mixing like even alcohol and stuff.
And
like
I do believe that Trisha probably believes that as well, which is why I'm like, why are you saying this?
it can really f- your mind. Again, not an excuse, but I feel like maybe this is like a big wake up call to be like, maybe she needs to get help. From what I'm gathering is like maybe she Lila.
Ooh, so again, that was just a little clip that I've been sent, but ooh. That was not good. That was not good at all. Not an excuse after using it. I truthfully don't understand why they kept that in the episode. Why did they post this convo? I honestly have no idea. It makes them all look bad. It makes Moses look terrible because what he's saying is terrible. It makes Trisha look like a hypocrite. And it doesn't. I just think Oscar is just having to be there. God bless him. Yeah, that's not good. I don't believe that Oscar, I don't know anything, but I'm saying I don't believe that Oscar has the same opinion of them, which is why it was probably so quiet. And Oscar probably knew in the moment that it was a little bit awkward. Ooh, that is incredibly, incredibly disappointing. It's disappointing that Moses is willing to like die on the hill of like, well, I didn't bring up the essay because like there was no proof or there was no police report. And then it's weird that like Trisha like disagreed with him, but then like ultimately like agreed with him in the end. And here's the really weird thing about this is them addressing people not liking the first coverage of it. And this is like almost weirder to me. So, yeah, I mean, I really don't appreciate Trisha saying like, what did she say? Something like, are we the ones to talk about something that's serious or whatever? Because I mean, you guys have. We'll leave it there. This is incredibly, incredibly disappointing. Number one, this conversation shouldn't have been had. Number two, it shouldn't have been had on camera. And number three, it should not have been posted. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. And we'll leave it there. Guys, that was bad. That was bad. I want to see the OG clip. I haven't seen it, but people are saying it was just that they focused on everything except for the essay, which is why this one was so important to watch. That was bad. That was really bad. That's like... That's not good.